Hi, welcome. Today's question is, what advice would you give yourself about happiness? So the question is, what advice would you give yourself about happiness? So happiness is a word that comes according to Greek methodology. Is about happiness, is about making things happen. So we all have a choice about what we choose to do, and there's only three choices. There's yes, so I'm presented with a decision, I want to make things happen, I say yes, I move forward, I take a step. I say no, I'm not going to do it that way. And additionally, and maybe I'll come back to it later, they're all no's. There's not an alignment to move you forward towards making that happen. And then the third choice is come up with an alternative. If this isn't going to make you happy, if it's not going to make it happen, then, and this is, what are you going to do? What would make you happy? What would you allow you to move forward in alignment to make things happen? And so that's really the underlining theme for the question, is about what you love to do. So when you're asking yourself about the advice you give about happiness, are you moving towards your happiness, or are you moving away towards maybe perceived happiness, or what you think is going to make you happy, or are you moving towards what you know you're going to really enjoy doing, that you get that alignment, that we come back down to that energy of female leadership where we're grounded, we know what we think, we know we can feel, we know we can move, we're aware that everybody else is responsible for their own happiness as well, and that we are engaging with that consciously to make choices that are going to be in the best interest of our well-being. And the definition of well-being that I'm talking about here is Jervis and Miller, who define women's well-being as our balance between work, non-work, how we interact with those around us, how we get support, and the resources available. And they're not just external resources, they're our own internal resources as well, including our optimism, our confidence, and to be able to make choices that are going to move us towards love, move us in an energy that is going to support our well-being, that's going to support our growth, that's going to give us confidence. And really, when challenges arise, when we're on our journey, we see them as challenges. We're able to discern what these challenges are teaching us, and then we're able to make choices about how we move with the flow. There is no straight line from A to B to happiness. It is a journey, and very much a lot of that journey is based on our preconditioning, what we've experienced maybe as children, or what we've experienced in our teens or our early 20s, where we have maybe moved away towards our happiness for fear of the unknown, or fear that has been passed down through generations. Remember, for women, we're the second or third generation really moving into a workplace that has in many ways been created on a more hierarchical structure, rather than incorporating that difference in terms of moving in cycles, that we move through life in cycles. And it's embracing those changes that arise, knowing that we're going to be changing what our happiness is as we move along, but we're in alignment with our purpose, we're in alignment to what we love to do, we're in alignment to those activities and those challenges that are going to help us rise up. And this is all about bringing out our unique creations. We all have a unique gift. I totally believe that. We all have something that we are going to give birth into this world, and that we plant seeds, and we plant those seeds and ideas within ourselves first. So we don't have to go out and make a choice to the whole world. We can make the choice first of all from internal. I choose happiness, in what form you feel that happiness is going to look for you, that alignment will look for you, and then it's moving forward. So the best way I can always describe this is, I was using the same skill set when I was at work. I was using the same skill set on land as I was learning to navigate race boats. I was designing a framework for both interested parties. I was looking at how we could become more efficient, effective. I wanted to get the best out of everybody that I was working with. where I felt at the time in my corporate job that I wasn't aligning to my true happiness. I wasn't really standing into the way that I naturally did things. I didn't know that much about how best to support my well-being in that environment, where what I have been learning through sailing, through my passion, is that I was finding an environment and a community where I was starting to become more grounded, starting to find my voice more. And what I wanted to do was make that happen in the other environment. I wanted to make better choices about how I would achieve happiness. I wasn't disappointed in terms of my corporate job, in terms of the material I was working with, or many of the people I was supporting, or the committees I was engaging with. Very much spoke to my skill set. Well, I wasn't feeling grounded or confident in the choices I was making because I had a different perception about what would make me happy. And what I realized is that in some respects, I was making choices based on other people's perceived happiness, or what I thought would make them happy, rather than coming back into alignment where I felt happy. And what sailing did for me was give me a playground. It gave me a space where I could, really start to more focus in on my skills, start to more focus into what I wanted to make happen in my life, what really brought me into alignment, what did I love doing it. And also recognizing that my way of doing things may not always be the perceived way of doing things. They were what gave me my best well-being. And so we all have something of value that we want to create. We all have been conditioned by the world around us, whether that's at an individual level through experience, family, community, or societal norms. We've all been experienced of that, and we all will come up against challenges, constraints, and choices about how we manage those challenges and constraints. And it's important to recognize as well that when we plant seeds, we have to kind of let them grow. So we bring those beliefs and we internalize that from ourselves, and then recognize when we bring them out into the world that, there's going to be a completion cycle, that we will have a review cycle, and then we will move on to the next challenge, the next choice that we're going to make that will move us towards our happiness. So my invitation for you today is to take the Just Stop lesson. So remember, the Just Stop lesson is about taking a moment, whether that's a moment, whether that's a minute, whether that's 5 minutes, whether you do it in a meditation practice. It's about recognizing that we need to pause, to stand back, to look at our thoughts, look at our feelings, look at our body. How is our body really giving us information about how we feel, how we think? And being aware that other people are experiencing that too. And while we're in an awareness of ourselves and focusing on our happiness, or that we want to happen in our lives, we may ask ourselves the question about what are we clinging to for fear of nothing coming in to take its place. So maybe being pulled away from following our happiness, because if we move towards our happiness, there may be a space, there may be a gap. And are we fearful of making a choice that may not feel in alignment to what others perceive, or it may not feel in alignment because our thoughts have been programmed to maybe have a should, a could, a but, all thrown in there as well. And that these fears are impeding you from following your happiness. Yet you're giving the advice out for what you're saying about moving towards your happiness. So has that been internalized, or is there a fear that we're clinging onto that doesn't allow you to really internalize what would make you happy, so that you can move towards your happiness and your journey, move along the way? The world is changing. We are going to see massive technological change in the way that we're working. And as I've mentioned, before, the UK Commission for Skills, the Genesis report, there's a whole research about 2030 and the changes that are going to happen, not only in terms of technology and the way we work, it's also the way we live. And the pandemic has been a very big insight into the idea of self-responsibility. You know, the UK Commission for Skills advocates that individuals will become personally responsible for their own development, and recognizing that the world of work will become more fluid. And I believe as women, we have those skills. They're naturally embedded within our environment because of the generations of women who moved through the workforce, where they would been gone in, then they come home, they have a family, then they move back in. So there's that natural value that we may not always tap into. And personally for me was fear of standing in my own power and just bringing my take on leadership, on my happiness to the forefront, particularly while living in a society that is very much structured in a very doing masculine, fear-based energy, rather than looking at it from, well, if I am personally responsible for myself and I'm going to lead myself and this is going to be a journey, then what knowledge do I already have within myself about what that journey will look like? So that we can get rid of what no longer serves us, we can face our fears, and we can really break down in terms of the messaging that could be just cluttering up our brain and our existence from moving forward towards what we love to do, what gives us fulfillment, and what is the best for our well-being. So that's my video for today. Remember, the first person one leads is oneself, mind, body and spirit. So just a little bit of an introduction about myself. I'm Viv Bannigan. I'm the owner of Granuaile Limited. Granuaile is a bespoke training and mentoring company based here in the heart of London, and I help women navigate change. They feel overwhelmed, they may feel they're lacking confidence, they feel that there's only an either or choice, and they're looking for a unique perspective on their landscape and vision for their future. And we do that by sharing with them our key framework called the MAP, which works through mastery, action and passion. It's all about identifying your natural skills and abilities. We all have everything we need within us, so that they can move forward, take back control of the reins of their journey and move forward with confidence. So if you've liked this video, please like, please share. It's been lovely to have you this afternoon for this brief video. Until next time, take care.